Yo, what is up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video where today I'm going to be showing you my top Master League team for non-legendary Pokemon. You guys might know I'm someone that doesn't have the most resources within the game. I don't have all the level 50 maxed out legendaries. So I actually asked a friend of the channel, Pokemango, a little bit about what team he was running because I heard he was running a team that got him top on the leaderboards with non-legendary, and it was more accessible to me. So we're running Dragonite Double Steel, which you may have seen. I got the idea from Pokemango. Perhaps there were other people running this team before him, but we're gonna see how this thing goes. And whoa, that looked kind of weird, but here we are. It's a shorter video. I think I got like 5 or so battles for you, maybe 6, because some are kind of quick. But here's the Dragonite mirror lead, and every time I see the mirror lead, I am concerned it's the mirror team, which makes things a little bit awkward because you want your Excadrill to have some sort of advantage. So I'm debating what I want to do here. I decided to just let it go. Dragon Claw is going to knock out my Dragonite. I'm going to go for the Bullet Punch down, and keep in mind my Metagross is under level. My Dragonite is level 50. My Excadrill is like level 49 in this video, and my Metagross is kind of severely under leveled. So we actually go for the Meteor Mash bait here, and we do grab a shield. I probably should have instant swapped, to be honest. Instead I decided to just put it all on drill, but I probably should have just like instant swapped there since I still had both. Oh no, I only had one shield. Okay, so maybe I wanted to force him to throw energy. Half the shield, of course. Drill Run pretty much one-shots Excadrill here. So we shield up. We're going to get rid of the opposing drill. The opposing Dragonite, though, is still lurking, so that's a bit of a concern. It's a bit of a concern, and it's Landorus, so this is not. I go for the Drill Run to troll, but he's just going to superpower to get rid of me. Darn, Lando in the back. Lando is a very hard punish to our Excadrill. Also, guys, I might sound a little bit different, a little bit nasally. I've had this, it's not even a cold. Like, I feel totally fine. I've just had like a stuffy nose. Like, I don't feel sick. I just have a stuffy nose. I've had this stuffy nose for like over a week now. It's the craziest thing. Let me know if you guys have any remedies in the comments down below. But here we go. Drill into Zacian. We actually led Dragonite into Zacian, and we swapped. So you see our opponent is building up a ton, doesn't want to debuff themselves early, and we throw the back-to-back. This is probably going to draw a Protect Shield. Now here, they're at double close combat, so I can either shield both of them, and he actually doesn't have close combat. He goes for the Wild Charge. So, but basically what I was going to say is I could shield both or just shield none and let my Excadrill go, and it turns out they were running Wild Charge play rough most likely, so it works out for us. In comes Yveltal. Could have potentially swapped Dragonite there. I elect to stay in, which is questionable, but now the Yveltal should be dry. Interesting that I did 1 instead of 4 there, but we take out Yveltal. In comes Dialga. Wasn't sure if I was going to reach that Drill Run, so I swap into my Metagross. And now things are a little bit awkward, debating whether I want to shield this or not. I do decide to shield it. Is the Draco. I'm expecting him to catch at some point, so eventually I do have to throw. But now that his attack has been debuffed, I should be fine here, because now another Draco probably doesn't quite KO me. This is a little bit embarrassing, though. I could have obviously Earthquaked there and just straight up won the game. I anticipate the catch, so I Meteor Mash. And then my Dragonite needs to get to a move here. Come on, Dragonite. Come on, Dragonite. Let's go. Dragonite gets to the Dragon Claw. Definitely an awkward endgame, right? Like, you know your opponent's going to catch, so you're not throwing right away, and then they don't catch, and then you almost lose it. Definitely have had my fair share of those games where you're anticipating the catch, and then you wait too long and you end up losing. So those are always frustrating, but we snuck away with a win, and here we go. Next game approaching. Still rocking that legend pose from this season. Now watch me whip. Zweilis. Got to meet him in Hartford this weekend. Terrific battler, and this was a great game. We lead Dragonite into Melmetal. Dragonite does fine here. Of course, the Rock Slide is a little bit concerning. Looks like a CMP tie, actually. So we land the superpower, and I probably shield this, I would think. I shield, and it's actually a flash cannon, which tells me he doesn't have Rock Slide. And I make a stupid play here. Stupid's a harsh word, but I make a not smart play there by throwing the claw. He just revealed flash cannon, so he doesn't have access to Rock Slide. Like, he would have Rock Slided if he had it. He swaps Mamo. I hard swap into Metagross, and I'm met by a Dragonite. So this is looking a little bit sketchy. Our underleveled Metagross is going to try and fight here, and we land the mash. And that's huge in my opinion. Landing the mash is huge. I feel like I kind of have to let Metagross go here. He actually baits, expecting me to shield the first superpower. But at this point, I'm fine letting myself go down. Because I feel like, oh, and I actually go for the Mud Shot down with Drill. I go for the Mud Shot down with Drill. He gets to a move. I feel like I can't shield this. If it's a superpower, so be it. I just can't shield this. Luckily, he only reaches the Claw. And now we've got a big energy head start. And if Drill can land one of these Drill runs, suddenly the Dragon Breath damage is going to be quite oppressive from Dragonite. So I'm going to go for another Drill run here. I feel like Zweilis kind of has to let this go, knowing Dragonite could potentially get to a move. So he has to let it go. And at this point, I'm just going to commit to fast moves. And Dragonite's Dragon Breaths are almost enough, but if the opposing Dragonite's still there, one Mud Shot does it. Pretty crazy battle there, overcoming, well, you know, without Rock Slide, it's really not that bad of a lead for Melmetal. So it looked like a bad lead on the surface, but a pretty crazy game. That was a fun one. Zweilis definitely had my number. I think it was in the Summer Cup. He kept beating me with his Shadow Golurk. So we get one back against him there. Terrific battler. And we search for another opponent. Let's see. Once you get to this ELO range, I think we were approaching like the top 50, 60, 70 at this ELO. So the queue time starts to get crazy. This is Crescent Angels, who I consider like one of the top players in the world. And as soon as I saw his name, I was like, oh man, Crescent Angels, this is going to be tough. But we get a good lead. We get a good counter swap. Go for the Meteor Mash. He lets it go. And then he just surrenders. So it was funny because in the moment I told my chat on Twitch, like, oh man, Crescent Angels, this is going to be tough. I'm like, oh man, he's luring out the Metagross. What's in back? What's he going to sweep us with? And then nothing, just top left. Sometimes you think the situation is scarier than it actually is. We get a 4-1 there. And what does that take us to? 35.73. So that was definitely our highest elo of the season, that 35.73. Next game here, Shadow Mamoswine, the Woolly Mammoth. We safe swap Metagross. Probably should have safe swapped Excadrill instead. That's what I normally do. For some reason, I elected to go Metagross this time. But yeah, the thing is, if I safe swap Metagross, assuming he swaps out, now like that Mamoswine is going to be so problematic in the back. So I really should have swapped Drill. He lands the Shadow Ball. I'm going to wait out my switch timer and go for a Dragon Breath down. Probably going to have to take the move and then just hope my Excadrill can sweep. Oh, interesting. I shield. Don't know if that's the right play. I don't quite get to superpower, but I didn't really want to take the damage, so I just go for the Claw. I get the shield anyway. Swap into Drill. The Mamo's a little bit ahead on energy, so I just get this off. But there's a chance Mamo gets to like 2 here. Oh, but I land it, and now all of a sudden I'm just going to hope that my next Mud Shot KOs before he gets to double Avalanche. But no, wishful thinking. This will probably knock out our Excadrill. Bye-bye, Drill. And it's a Dialga in back. So once again, if I had swapped Drill, Drill probably lures out the Giratina, or they just stay in. And then Metagross would have had a ton of play in the back. So a game that seemed like I got kind of hard countered, right? But in reality, if I had swapped the Drill instead, I think I make things a little bit more uncomfortable for the opponent. Next battle. Let's do this thing. I think this is actually the last battle already of the video. Told you guys it was a shorter one. I've got a fun little Catch Cup team I'm planning on running on stream today. So feel free to go follow me over on Twitch. Watch some fun Catch Cup battles. Michael is the opponent. D-Knight into Lando. This is awkward. Like, on paper, this is really good for D-Knight in the ones, because you take, like, no fast move damage. So you essentially just have to shield once, and then you Dragon Breath down. Actually, no. Do you have to shield twice? Yeah, I think you have to shield twice. So they bait me with Superpower, and then I catch the potential Stone Edge on my Excadrill. So kind of a nice catch here. Look how little damage that does. In comes Zacian. Not too bad for us. I throw after like 7. Takes 6 to get to close combat for them. So I didn't really want to give them an opportunity to get it off first. He actually lets me get off both drill runs. Really wants to load up on that energy. At this point, I'm definitely just going to let Excadrill go, knowing that he's got double close combat. Banked. That's going to knock me out. I come in with Metagross. I don't know why I'm waiting. I come in with Metagross, hoping that he doesn't get off 2, and I get denied. And I think the denial might allow him to get to 2 here that he otherwise wouldn't have gotten to. So that's pretty brutal. Didn't necessarily have to commit that shield if not for the lag. And that could be really game-changing. What's in the back? It is a Giratina. So going to have to swap in my Dragonite here. And I just can't allow a catch. Just can't allow a catch. I'm building up so much, man. Expecting to catch at some point. He's never catching. Claw. Could have thrown my Claw back to back. At this point, I'm kind of mauling. Like, oh my gosh, am I throwing this game? And I throw again. He still doesn't catch. I don't know what's going on. Lando is still there, right? Yeah, okay. Never mind. But yeah, luckily we're still able to win that one. If it didn't lag in the Metagross against the Zacian, we would have been able to keep a shield, and I think we would have won really convincingly. And the one-turn lag there just made things really awkward in the end game. But still got it done. A non-legendary Master League team, and it's really cool for me because earlier this season, a lot of you guys saw I tanked a ton, not necessarily intentionally, but because I just didn't have the mons to compete in Master League, so I knew I'd probably be losing if I'm running level 40 mons in a level 50 league. And now I actually have the mons. Metagross isn't quite there yet, but the other two are about fully powered up, and we're actually able to compete in the Master League, which is pretty fun. The only problem with this team is I feel like it's become pretty predictable. As soon as people see like Dragonite, they already think it might be double steal. And once they see like a single steal, it usually kind of confirms that it's double steal. So people tend to like know what the team is, which is a bit of a problem. But it still is pretty strong. And I like it. It gets the job done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And that said, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.